Sup guys, it's me again. You're probably getting sick of me by now, but well, that's your fault. You're the one that keeps clicking on these videos. I don't know why, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Alright guys, today we focus on TUA Tagovailoa, number 82 on the list of the top 100 NFL players of 2023. Quarterback for the Dolphins, played at Alabama, and I vividly remember the first time I ever saw this guy play. I was sitting in Bali, and I was sitting in my bed, and I had an orange and vodka in my hand, and I was really enjoying it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to react to some college football. This was in the first 6 months of me creating reaction videos. I was still buzzing, absolutely buzzing, and you could probably tell in the videos. I didn't really have too much to say, but I really enjoyed what I was watching, and that was the first time I saw TUA Tagovailoa. And from there, he's gone on to be a first-round pick, the Miami Dolphins quarterback, and he's had his fair share of criticisms. His coaching staff have had their fair share of criticisms, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Concussion is a part of the game, let's be honest. But through the likes of TUA Tagovailoa, with his struggles, with his head knocks, coming back in probably a little bit too early, getting another one, it was cringe. It was really cringy. A lot of people couldn't watch it. I fucking couldn't watch it. And, you just got to feel for the guy, But as a player, as young as he is, and as fierce of a competitor as he clearly is, he's not going to want to sit out. He's not going to want to sit out. So I don't think you can really hate on the coaches too much. All I can imagine is Tua, he's sitting there, he's telling his coaches he's ready to go back in, he wants to go back in. They put him back in, and he goes and gets another concussion. That is when it got really, really serious, really, really quickly. And I think it's a good thing, I think it's a good thing that the concussion protocol and the dangers around concussions and head knocks got brought into the forefront, because it needed to, it fucking needed to. And actually, come to think of it, he really had a seizure, didn't he? He had some sort of automatic response to the head trauma that he received, and it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. It was fucking hard watching, man. And that it was broadcast on national TV in front of millions, and it just brought the dangers of concussions and repeated concussions to the forefront. And having a conversation around it, regardless of whether it's positive or negative, regardless of whether we actually have any real solution to it, is a good thing. Conversation around it is a good thing. Apparently we needed something as dramatic and as fucked up as what we saw to happen for us to really take it seriously. Apparently we needed to see something as visual as that to really hit home how serious this is. But look, I'm not going to dwell on that too much. I mean, he's going to come back firing this year. He will have well and truly completed whatever concussion protocols he had to, and I'm sure he is just absolutely chomping at the bit to get back out there. And look, before we get into it, let's look at his stats just briefly. 6'1", 217 pounds, went to Alabama, as we know, got drafted as the 5th overall pick in the first round of the 2020 NFL draft, so he's coming into his 3rd season. He's played 36 total games, gone 21-13 as a starting quarterback, which is really, really decent. Last year he went 8-5, had a few games off, as we know, but it wasn't as many as what I remember for whatever reason. Still threw 3,500 yards and 25 passing touchdowns to 8 interceptions. And in fact, come to think of it, he was on my fantasy team too. Backup quarterback. No. He was my starting quarterback, and I had Trevor Lawrence as my backup quarterback, and actually both of them have been on this list thus far. Either way, played 10 games for Miami in his rookie season, then played 13 and played another 13 last year. Went 8-5 last year, 7-5 the year before that, and 6-3 the year before that as a starting quarterback. So he has a positive win-to-loss ratio, which is something to be real proud of as a third-year quarterback. Pretty sure it takes a while, on average, for a quarterback to get a positive win-loss ratio. But looking at his combine statistics, he actually didn't do anything. He's got no combine statistics, but I'm going to say he runs a solid 4.6 flat 40-yard dash. He's a left-hander, which shakes things up a bit. And with that in mind, let's get into it.
You're that big time that somebody just takes your helmet? Wow.
Very blessed to...
There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. So good to see him, actually. I don't think we've seen him on this list. Well, certainly not this year, but in any previous years. So it's always nice. It's always nice to actually get a little bit of feedback from the actual player that is being displayed.
be mentioned and recognized. And there's a lot of guys that could have been recognized. So I'm very, very blessed, very fortunate to have made this top 100 list.
He does sound like he's from Hawaii too, doesn't he?
Despite missing 5 games to injury, Miami quarterback Tua Tagovailoa
So he missed 5 games due to injury.
makes his top 100 debut.
Look at his weapons, bro. He's got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle to pass to. I mean, can it get any better than that? I don't think it can. I honestly don't.
Tua was elite. He was elite. He was making plays, making throws.
That was a beautiful throw by Tua.
Moving guys with his eyes. Anticipation was at a very high level.
Tua into the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Miami is taking the lead. Tua Tagovailoa has thrown 6 touchdown passes today.
He's like the Steph Curry of that offense. He's the point guard. Everything runs through.
I'm pretty sure he had some sort of record for touchdown passes in a calendar year at Alabama. But in saying that, maybe that was Joe Burrow with 48 or something. And that was at LSU, right? I don't know. It's hard with these guys. All these great quarterbacks that have come up over the last few years. Hard to remember what they did in college, but they all did something special, that's for sure.
Tua.
I knew, from day one that, we was going to click.
Here's a deep ball, launch Hill, perfectly dropped in.
Can't wait to watch the Dolphins play this year, man.
Accuracy, like Tua, like when he was.
That's an exciting game. The excitement for the Bucks being that, the Bucks were probably the team that I enjoyed watching the most over the last couple of years, but Tom Brady's gone, Leonard Fournette's unfortunately gone, so that sort of excitement has sort of faded for me, unfortunately, but I'm just going to transfer that over to the other Florida team, or one of the other Florida teams, the Miami Dolphins.
Confident and he was decisive. It was impressive.
If you can operate with this kind of timing, you can't stop this passing game. Touchdown, Miami!
Man, the way he was dicing up defenses this year, it was a thing to see.
They came out smoking, and Tua was the primary guy getting it done.
His accuracy is just insane to me. I've seen it. Obviously, we played in college together. I competed against him in practice. His accuracy and his awareness separates him a lot.
My favorite throw was against the Browns. Tua laid the ball.
I didn't even recognize Jalen Waddle. Where's his hair gone?
Trent right over his left shoulder.
Touchdown! Another just perfectly thrown pass. It doesn't get any better than that.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Tua's 3rd touchdown of the day now. His 18th of the year against just 3 interceptions.
Tagovailoa led the NFL in passer rating, and his ability to extend plays helped the cause.
The whole concussion thing did happen last year, right?
Masterful from Tagovailoa.
He can make you miss.
It wasn't the year before, surely.
Great looking thing by Tua Tagovailoa.
He understands the pocket well. He understands angles of how to departure, whether it's spin back or step up.
Yeah, decent spin move.
We were watching him, and he was kind of looking downfield, and then suddenly just spun out.
Watch this reaction that Tua has. Instead of flushing out to his right, he pivots and goes the opposite way.
He's got complete control over his body.
Perfect throw by Tua.
He's played enough years to pretty much have seen it all before, and that is one dangerous player.
I think the difference between this year Tua and last year Tua was confidence. He said it himself. He didn't know if he was good enough to play in this league. Credit to his coach to really make sure he had that confidence moving forward.
Mystic Mac, what's up, dude? Very, very high level, dude. Yeah, just got to keep chopping the wood, boss.
Kind of reminds me of Russell Wilson in his early days.
Yep. The facts are facts. You're playing at a very high level.
Y'all they're just having fun and playing free.
They're having fun because everything they're doing is working right now. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, baby!
All right, there you go. Let me just see if there's any information. I want to get some legitimate info on that injury. Right, yeah. During week 3 against the Bills, he briefly left the game with what the Dolphins claimed was a back injury. but eventually returned to the game. So that's right. He stumbled. I think he fell over actually, came off the field, and they actually put him back into the game, which was not right. I think even TUA came out and said that it was a back injury, but it clearly wasn't. So he went back into the game. He finished the game, and then the week after, he was cleared to play, week 4, and he hit his head on the ground. Demonstrated a fencing response and was stretchered off the field. Right, so he had a very clear visual concussion in week 3, got taken off the field, got put back on the field, by a grace of God, finished the game, and then he went back on the field for the next game and got hit again, and it was this time that he displayed that rigid response, which was just really, really hard watching. I don't know if you guys saw it. I assume you did. It was broadcast around the world. And from that point, he went into some real concussion protocols. In fact, he went to the University of Cincinnati. So through week 5 and week 6, he was inactive. He returned in week 7 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Returned in week 7. Even that's just a little bit too early, right? In a game that is based around big hits, and they've got helmets for a reason, right? Helmets clash against each other all the time, and especially playing quarterback. I think for the rest of the season, we couldn't even watch. Every single time he even went close to getting sacked or getting a hit, it was like, you covered your eyes. You couldn't even watch. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned at the start of this video, he's a fierce competitor, and he would have been sitting there saying, look, I'm sweet, man. I want to get back on. I want to keep playing. I want to keep... it's only my 3rd year. I need to keep playing. So I can continue to be QB1 for this team. And hey, there you go. He cleared concussion protocol, made it back in week 7, and continued on to have a successful season nonetheless. 8-5 he went of the games he played, and threw for 3,500 yards. So that, my friends, brings us to the end of another video, and that will be the final video of the day. I'm going to call it there. That is 19 videos that we've done, and it's been a real pleasure. I always enjoy this, and I'm just so super stoked at the moment that I've actually started this, because I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days. I've been procrastinating, and with something like this, when it's 100 videos, you just got to start. So for anyone else out there who is considering starting a YouTube channel or considering taking on a mammoth video project like this, you just need to start. You need to start. You just need to get into it. And hey, there were moments during the first couple of videos today that I thought, maybe today's not the day, but I pushed through and here we are. And all I can hope for is that you guys get something from it. You enjoy it in some way, shape or form. I'm my own biggest critic, but I do feel like I've got something to say. I've got some semi-valid opinion, and I'm just sharing it with you, and it's enjoyable. And I'm super stoked to be here for another year. That will be the final video of the day. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck for the coming year tour. I cannot wait to watch the Miami Dolphins. Can't wait to see the wide receivers out there just absolutely killing it. I think that is 1,000 yards per receiver easily. So at least Tua's going to throw for 2,000 yards, if not 4,000, if not 5,000. He's the kind of guy that could, with a healthy full season, throw for 5,000 receiving yards. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to call it Tua for 5,000 yards. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.